So one of the things you talked about fundraising, you've since raised much more money than that $1 million note, but you've done it now as tech enabled services. Really, it's not like you said, it's not a pure software company. How has that experience been for you? And I think people that are working in pure software companies. You spend time with other CEOs and your friends and everything. What is your view of that? How that process was? Was it a different set of investors? Was it, how did you go through that?
Yeah, I think fit is everything. Like you got to find, the right investors that align to your business. And like probably a lot of first time entrepreneurs, you have a lot of conversations. You have, a ton of these fundraising conversations. Sometimes you get attracted to these big VC logos and they might not be the best fit for you, right? In our business as a tech enabled service, like a pure software investor is not a great fit for us because they're not going to understand things about our business. They're not going to, frankly, be able to be as helpful if that's all they do. They're just not. They don't live in the physical world. We operate in the physical world and we're building technology to power our service in the physical world. So it comes back to fit. And I think, you learn like every probably founder does by having just a ton of conversations. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of conversations and hundreds of no's. And every no is probably a good thing because it means that there wasn't a good fit. And the investors that we work with today, we have incredible alignment because they're able to understand our business, understand our customer in a way that I just don't think we would have been able to get with, investors who are really just focused on those pure SaaS, pure software business models. Um, so that was probably the biggest learning. I think I didn't quite appreciate how important it was for us to be picky and to really sort of differentiate whether somebody's a fit for us versus us coming into these conversations saying like, how do I pitch this to them? Like, how do I make Crafty sound attractive to them? Which is the wrong approach, right? If you're trying to like bend your business to fit what an investor wants, that's a really slippery slope. Like if you're trying to be an AI company, but you're not an AI company, like that's like a really dangerous angle to play. So that was probably the big learning for me is, just speak truth to who you are and how you're going to win. Be really crystal clear on that. And then think critically about fit and do it early in conversations. Don't wait till later. Confront that in the first conversation with the investor.
It's like getting married to someone, right? It's like you can put on a show of who you are, who you think they want you to be, or you can just be yourself, and it ultimately results in a better long term relationship. You and I haven't talked about this, and this is an interesting take because I do think that most founder or first time founders for sure, I think that they do look up the VC and then try to figure out how do I pitch to this partner, this firm? How do I use what I can read about them to tell them how we fit that thesis versus saying, this is the vision, this is what we're doing, and it may or may not be a good fit for you. And if it is, then let's have deeper conversations. I like that. I know this company years ago who's raising back then with an AI kind of twist to themselves. And when I was talking to them, basically it came out, the CEO's like, well, we just have people in India actually doing all the work behind the scenes, but I know everyone wants to talk about AI. And of course, to your point, now there's a tough situation for him years down the road because there was never AI and it actually is a services company, which is okay, and he probably would have had investors lining up. But anyway, so that's a really good take.
I've done it a million times too. I've made this mistake myself a million times of doing the research and trying to figure out like what do they want to hear from me in order for us to look attractive. And I think what what I found is like one, that doesn't work short term and long term. And two, when you're really clear and convicted in exactly how your business is going to be successful, investors flex as well. You don't need to flex. You shouldn't, frankly. You need to be crystal clear on who you are and why you are going to be successful, because the investors will be the ones who flex if they see a really attractive opportunity. So that's a little outside of our mandate, but we were so inspired by what this business is doing, or we were so impressed by this team and their market and their mission that we said, hey, this is going to be a great opportunity for us. But when it's just like you said, it's like dating or getting married. It's like who's flexing to who, it's that dynamic that has to be managed carefully, but it's maintaining an infinite mindset. There's so many investors out there. There are so many investors out there. And if you can realize that, keep pounding the pavement, like keep having the conversations, you'll find the right investors. You'll get better at it. You'll know who to look for. You'll know what to ask. Then you will. It's just getting through all the no's and taking each no as a learning that helps you get sharper.